Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 8 in our 2025 Vlogmas. I can't believe we're on our second week already. It's just going by so quickly. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about sketches. I'm not sure if you sketch your cakes out before you create them, but it is a good idea even just to get a blueprint. When I talk to my clients about my sketches and about how their cake is going to look, I will explain to them that I create this sketch and it's basically a blueprint. It's not what the cake is going to look like in the end, because it's the starting point. I call it this like a skeleton. It's the starting point, and then you build upon there. However, you do want to let them know that it will look somewhat like the sketch, but you are an artist, and things change. They get fluid, and you may, at the moment, as you're decorating, see something that may look really much nicer on the cake other than something that you sketched. So things are changing, and all the time in when you are artistically building a beautiful cake. So I do have a sketching notebook that I use, and I'm going to take you through it. Now, in this notebook, there are some sketching stencils that I use, and they are very, very helpful. I did get them at Avalon Cakes. Avalon Cakes also has digital version of the stenciling and the cake sketching notebook. Now, I am an old-fashioned gal. I love paper and pencil when it comes to sketching. I'm not real big on doing it on my iPad or anything like that. I'd rather sketch drawings. So let me show you what I do. Okay, so here is my sketching notebook. Let me open it up for you. I have a little pencil pouch. Yeah, I'm a geek. I have all kinds of little apparatuses here. I've got some mini Post-its that I use to mask on the stencil just in case I want to do some certain things. I have whiteout just in case I need to erase some areas. Also in here I have an ink pad, and then these I will show you in a second what I use these for. And I just have some different rulers to help me with different angles. And these are pencils. And there's more whiteout. All right, so then here's what I do with this. Now let's set this aside because I'm going to show you this in a second. Now I also have colored pencils in different colors, and I also have metallic pencils, and this helps me when I'm creating different colors in the cake. I like to be able to have a vision of the different textures and different colors that are in a cake. So we're going to put them in there. Now these are some of the patterns that would go on a cake. Say, okay, so that's one I really don't use very often. There's a lot of geodes and things like that, and I don't use them on wedding cakes very often, so I rarely use them, but it came in with the pack. Now the ones that I use the most are these flowers. Get these out here. There's leaves and there's flowers, and what these are for, as well as the ink. There's the ink right there. So say I want to, let me get okay, so here's a sketch I did on a cake, for a cake. Say I wanted to put a flower on here, and I didn't want to draw it on. I have perfect flowers that would fit very nicely in the kit I have. So I peel it off, and then it connects itself. It just sticks to itself, and then I turn this upside down and just dab it. Sometimes I will dab using the ink this way, And then what I will do is position it on the cake and then press down. And then there you get the design. Okay, so that's what I do with these. The most used products are right here. Now, okay, so here's the stenciling sheet. It is really versatile. It has a lot of great information, the name, phone number, email, colors, servings needed, theme. And then there's little dots. I don't know if you can see these dots. If I come closer, you can. And these dots help align the cake. So you're pretty much even. Now these are stencils that, these are called the Cake and Cookie Planner. Not that I'm advertising for Avalon, but I love these. And so what you can do, all right, so I typically use round most often. And what you do is you find the size cake you're looking for and say it's a 6-inch. So then you would line it up. You want to make sure you give enough. I always start with the top tier and then work my way down. But you want to make sure that you give enough room on the paper to be able to put any flowers or toppers or anything. So then you just line it up with the dots, and then you use your pencil, they're put away, and then you just sketch there. And then depending on the size of the cake, how tall it is, then you would just anywhere from tallness from 1 to 10, and then you would just make that. So that is what I use for creating stencils. And there's even a stencil here that you can stencil in some cake stands. I mean, this is really a cool kit. Now, the only problem with the kit, I think you can buy these separately, but I was going to order some more, I was going to order some more of these pads because I am getting low on them. I do have another little bit more. But she is not creating these anymore because not a lot of people are ordering them because they're going to the digital part. So what I'm doing is I get a blank one and I put it on my copy machine and I just make a whole bunch of copies. But you always have to make sure that you keep one for the master copies so you can always make additional copies. So so this is really a lifesaver. It has really given me a chance to make more realistic sketches for the couple, and that is very helpful. And it gives me an idea of where to start. Now, a quick word before we go. I wanted to say something about cake sketches. I do not give my clients cake sketches until they pay their deposit and they sign the contract. And the reason being that I do this is because sometimes when you meet with them and you draw out a sketch, or even tell them that you're going to draw out sketches at home and then send it to them for their view and approval, I've had incidences, unfortunately, where the couple took my sketches to other bakers and tried to get them for a cheaper price. And then if they did, then they would contact me saying that they found someone else, or they would just ghost me and I would have to follow up with them. Now this is really wrong because it is it's my work. And I spent a lot of time on it, and I spent a lot of time with them. So I no longer do that. When I tell my clients, when I meet them, I will draw up some quick sketches just to give them an idea. And then if they're interested in hiring me as their wedding cake designer, then I tell them that I will finish these sketches, and once I receive their deposit and the signed contract, I would be happy to forward a copy of the design to them so they can keep it in their keepsakes. So unfortunately that has to happen. I just, too many times that that has happened to me where couples took my sketches to someone else, and the other baker is also wrong because they should not be copying an exact replica of someone else's work. So that's also unethical. So, but just to let you know, so just keep that in mind. But sketching it out is always great because it helps give you a blueprint to work with to get started on, and then you can blossom from there. All right, folks, it was great talking to you today, and I'm hoping to that you were able to learn something from this, and I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, folks, bye for now.